Hello YouTube. I just want to make a quick update video on my quit smoking vlog, um, which face it, didn't turn out to be very much of a vlog, but I actually think that's a good thing. It's a good sign, at least for me, because I remember when I quit smoking, I'm just looking at my smartphone app here. It says it's been 29 weeks and 3 days. And I actually haven't looked at that thing for ages. And I'm kind of surprised because I imagined when I quit smoking that this was going to be such a big deal that, I was going to be looking at marking off the days like one of these Alcoholics Anonymous people who, says, well, it's been 13 years and 4 days and blah, blah, blah. But honestly, I haven't done that. I haven't made a video. I haven't thought about making a video. And the reason, thankfully, has just been that it's just not really on my mind very much. And that really does blow my mind, because if somebody had told me 5 years ago that I would get to the point where it's just not on my mind very much, like whether I smoke or don't smoke, the whole issue is just not a big deal to me. I'm amazed. I'm really amazed, because I really was pretty neurotic about the whole thing. So anyway, I just wanted to make a quick video on 3 things that I think were useful for me that, it's not earth-shattering stuff, but 3 things that I think were useful for me. In order of importance, starting from the least important. I do think that if you have a smartphone, like an iPhone or one of those other ones, getting one of these little apps, you can get them for free, that tells you how long it's been since you quit and blah, 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 blah. It can be nice to get a little bit of momentum going. The one I have is Since I Quit, and you just download it. It's free from the iPhone App Store, and you punch in how many cigarettes you smoke a day, how much it costs in your area, and the date that you quit, and you can just click on it anytime and you'll see, okay, you haven't smoked for 29 weeks and 3 days, blah, blah, blah. You've saved this and that much money, which I think is fantastic, although I've never been that motivated by money, to tell the truth, for the simple reason that usually every time I've quit smoking, until this time, if I'm honest, I never really did save any money, because I would just spend it on other stuff. As a matter of fact, I would, yeah, and whatever. I would sometimes, at least for the first 2 months after I quit, I would be like, whatever I want, I will buy, because I have quit smoking. So I'll have this, $30 sushi lunch. So whatever. The thing that really does kind of surprise me, or I had never thought of it that way, is the app tells you how many cigarettes you have not smoked. In other words, how many cigarettes you would have smoked under your normal rhythm. So I punched in, I usually smoke 23 a day, which is absolutely true. And after a month and a half, I was already like, really? I would have smoked 1,800 cigarettes. I just never put that elementary math in my head that's what it, if you're smoking 23 a day, that's what it comes to a month, and in 2 months and 3 months. Now it's 4,900 cigarettes that I have not smoked, that I would have smoked over the last 29 weeks. I think that's amazing. And the second thing is, for those of you who have never tried it, I would definitely, unless you're completely dedicated to going cold turkey, I would definitely take an e-cigarette, and for sure take an e-cigarette over nicotine gum or patches. And the reason is very simple. Number one, by the way, if you tried e-cigarettes before and thought you weren't very impressed with them, I wasn't very impressed with them either. But I tried like the first model that ever came out. And since then they've improved. I mean, unbelievable. It's like cell phones, the first cell phones that came out were, gigantic and ridiculous, and now they're fantastic. So e-cigarettes have gone from being, virtually useless to absolutely, mind-blowing. The one I had is called Totally Wicked Tornado. You can order it online from the UK or the US. I bought this over a year ago, so by now they might have way better ones out there. I don't know. But it's worth investing in a good one. And the reason that is great is that you get the throat kick, you get to blow the smoke all you want, you get the nicotine, and it's the first time I've ever actually had an alternative pleasure. It's not just that I'm chewing, nicotine gum like some slave, or putting patches all over me. This actually is a pleasure. And, it's as pleasurable, I would say even more pleasurable than smoking. But it takes a little while to get accustomed. It's as if you had switched smoking brands. And some people are picky, and they think, I don't want to switch smoking brands. But you will get used to it very quickly. I actually got very quickly to the point where I actually preferred it to smoking. And the other reason I thought it was so great is that it doesn't make you smell in any way, shape, or form, but it actually, for the first time, allowed me, without having to go through the trauma of not having nicotine or something to smoke, it actually allowed me to see, wow, I'm at a gut level, I realize that I'm totally fine not smoking cigarettes. And I'm actually more than fine. My life is legitimately better not smelling like cigarettes all the time. That's what I loved about the e-cigarettes. And you don't get that feeling of being out of breath. I mean, you can chug on that thing all day and you won't feel out of breath. At least I didn't. So that's another thing. Either go cold turkey, in my opinion, or get an e-cigarette, for God's sakes. I mean, why kill yourself? By the way, when I say I've quit smoking, I've quit everything. I've quit that thing too. I haven't chugged on that for 29 weeks either. And the third thing that is not earth-shattering for many people either, but if you have not checked out Alan Carr's book, The Easy Way to Quit Smoking, and videos, he used to have like a 1 hour and 20-minute video in French, in German. I watched the French one, and in English on YouTube. Unfortunately, somebody went and took them all down. But if you can find them, they are really, really fantastic. And I would never have imagined that somebody could say something about quitting smoking that would make any difference. I mean, who hasn't heard every argument and every twist? And I've gone through in my own mind a million times. I'm not even going to try to explain it because I would probably just butcher it. It's one of those things that people mentioned this before and I never took it seriously. That absolutely, it's hard to explain, that absolutely made a huge difference because for the first time, it's the first time I can actually say that with 100% certainty, I rationally and at a gut level said, you know what, not smoking makes me feel better than smoking. So I would definitely check those three things out. Anyway, I hope everybody succeeds. And last thing I'll just say is I was a complete wuss when it came to nicotine. I was really, really addicted to it. And I'm amazed to say that there is no question at all that I feel a lot better. There's no question that my life is better not smoking than smoking. So good luck and ciao.